Good afternoon, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I hope you're all having a great day today. It is a very interesting weather setup across the entire nation, so bear with me as we go through all of the weather updates right now. So I'm going to start off with a quick and dirty look at what's happening across the nation. I always start off my forecast like that. And then if you have any questions for me, please feel free to just ask me any questions. Just drop them in the DMs, or you can put them across all of our platforms. Let me go ahead and just make sure everybody knows we're at Weather Co-op across all of our platforms. And by the way, thank you so much to everybody who's been supporting us at Weather Co-op. We are so grateful for all of your support. All right, give me a moment as I get this going for you guys. We went to blank. Okay. So a few of our weather stories nationally, of course, include what's happening in Southern California as far as the fires, the wind profile, and the impacts of the air quality, and we'll go through that in detail. But we also have to go over the extreme weather going on across the Great Lakes. So we do have some more lake effect snow. We track that for you. It's gonna break a little bit, but get ready for an Arctic plunge. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a heads up right now. I'm going to make sure that you all know east of the Mississippi, in fact some of you just northwest of the Mississippi, are going to have to deal with an Arctic blast over the next coming, I'd say after Thursday, Friday into the upcoming weekend. Okay, so let's get started. This is a look right now at our overall national forecast. I'm going to switch this over to the European. As you all know, I like to have it at 9 kilometers. I also like to make sure that we are at our 3-hour loop CST. Let's take a look here. It doesn't look like we are. Could be because default. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and just change some of the queries as I'm going through you guys right now. All right. So I also want to set up, let's see. Don't forget, here in Hawaii, because everybody always seems to forget about Hawaii, I will just leave the names on there. Alrighty, so we've got that area of high pressure, we've got this area of low pressure, we've got these storms that are developing in the Gulf of Alaska. Those are the ones that we're looking forward to. I initially mentioned that perhaps we would see something around January 16th or the 18th. Look, there's something that could squeeze out some very light, could be a sprinkle, and a very well could be just in San Diego County, maybe in some Orange County, but we'll go through that in just a moment. I'm also going to show you some more long-range model solutions, and we're going to go through what everybody can expect. Okay, guys? So, once again, thank you so much for joining me on this fine Wednesday across the nation. So, let's go into our weather alert system. So now, do you see here we are getting some light returns moving through portions of the United States, so Louisiana and Texas, Mississippi, Alabama. You guys are going to get something very light. There's not a lot going on there. This alert here, the special weather statement that the National Weather Service, that one populated about 2 hours ago, and so we're going to go ahead and click on that very quickly and see what that is. We do know that the special weather statement has something to do with that colder air moving in, and this is something that I'm telling you guys that you are going to have to be aware of. Now, I think a lot of times we kind of just forget that the colder air can go very far south, so I want you all to be aware of what's happening with this colder air, okay? So, we have a special weather statement that's been issued because of the Arctic air mass that's going to move on through, so we are going to definitely get some colder conditions by this upcoming weekend into the fall. Let's take a look at our current weather, current temperatures, and let's see what we have so far. Now, conditions as far as temperatures go are a touch milder for those of you who are west of the Mississippi. We do have that lake effect snow for those of you in and around the Lake Erie area. Buffalo, you're at 25 degrees. Pittsburgh at 22, and I do believe we might actually get some weather watch or picture involved snow over the next couple of hours, so we'll report that back to you. Boston at 27, you can get 28, New York at 31, but the freezing mark for Philadelphia, 1 cooler in Baltimore, Boulder, Roanoke, Territory, Charlotte 42, Nashville 40, Atlanta 49, Montgomery 47, seeing lots of 50s here in the Tennessee Valley, the portions of the Arkansas region as well. Orleans 55. We've got some 50s and a few 40s for Texas. Central Plains seeing lots of 40s. Up through Bismarck, Great Plains, High Plains, Northern Plains, hello. The Great Basin, Northern Great Basin, upper 30s for the Mountain West, St. George 54. We've got Las Vegas at 60, San Francisco at 62. Reading at 63, LA at 67. Alright. But do you see how we're starting to see a little bit of a shift in the overall temperature contouring there? Seeing kind of how that blue is favoring everybody right now. I know we don't want to admit it, but you guys are going to have to come to terms with it, okay? Then the next item we have on tap is going to be our current dew point profile. So we're seeing arid conditions across portions of the northern New England area, the tri-state area seeing 10s. So rather dry conditions for the most part. We're seeing zeros for those of you across portions of the Rockies. The Pacific Northwest is a little bit more moist there. We've got 30s in along California. Southern California, we've got, well, it's going to be split up. We've got 30s for the LA County region, including Ventura County, San Diego, Orange County. You guys are in the 20s. Remember, it's always important to see your current dew point count, all right? Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today at Weather Co-op or Weather Community, the current profile locally in Southern California. Remember, we're based in Santa Monica, California, 8 miles per hour. We've got some stronger wind speeds for parts of the Great Plains, the High Plains, the Lower Plains. We've got some stronger conditions for Baltimore at 10 miles per hour, Boston at 14, and who else has a good wind profile? Houston, 13 miles per hour. If you have any good questions, if you do, drop them in the chat. Thank you so much to everybody who has been supporting us. We're just so grateful for that. It means the world to you guys better have your gear, your winter gear, by Friday, alright? So I'm going to show you in just one moment what's going to happen. Let me take a look, make sure nobody's asking any questions, because I might not be able to get to anybody. We're going to do our best though, okay? Alright. Guys, how is everybody doing? Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you need a specific forecast. I definitely can oblige and share any kind of forecast that you guys might need. Anytime we're seeing western for Los Angeles, northeastern for San Francisco, southerly for Denver and Vermopolis, a westerly for Danbury, Kansas City, a southwesterly for Memphis, I would say Memphis, northwesterly for Milwaukee, northerly wind along with Jackson and Charleston, Odessa, Dallas, and Salt Lake City, Seattle, westwesterly wind. They got Billings, Danbury, Garden City, Baltimore has the westerly wind, and an easterly wind would be Portland. So that's going to tell me there's something going on up there, a little trough, if you will, something that's disturbing the wind patterns. Because remember, the wind is all about achieving equilibrium. I always tell you guys, don't worry, just follow the wind. The wind is going to tell you what's happening. A lot of times in the atmosphere, we talk about baroclinicity. Think of it this way, baroclinic. When you are sick, you go to the clinic. So when I say something like, ooh, it's baroclinic, or there's baroclinicity, or some kind of signature, you're going to be like, the conditions, atmosphere conditions are okay? Alright, here we go. What else? The drought monitor nationally, we can see how there are conditions across the southwest that are pretty arid and pretty bad. Now, the one thing that I find interesting about this entire profile is while we're seeing the drier conditions for areas like New Mexico and Southwest, along with actually parts of the high plains, we are seeing kind of that severe drought situation for Southern California, but we're not in that exceptionally dry or extreme dry conditions. So that goes to show you that there have to be so many conditions that have to be absolutely perfect in order for us to get the conditions we see now in Southern California with these winds that are out. Okay, so here is an overall setup of what's happening in the Pacific. Now I'm only going into western Pacific portions of the north central Pacific, and we're going to look at those storm systems that are moving into the Gulf of Alaska. That's the bigger story. Give me one moment. I'm going to step off camera. Alrighty, so this is going to have one or two scenes in it, meaning that I save different perspectives or different shots, okay? So look at this. We're going to zoom through this quickly once and we'll see what happens. There are no pause points here, so we're going to move through Friday into Saturday. Do you guys see what's happening? Do you see how that colder air moving down from the northwest is going to infiltrate a good portion of the nation, which is why I said, even if you're west of the Mississippi, you will likely encounter those colder conditions. That's exactly what's happening. And then here's our national look, and we'll put this into motion. All right, same thing there. We're looking at that colder air moving through, and that's going to be a big problem, especially by this upcoming weekend. So one of the things, again, that I'm advising is make sure that you are prepared for colder conditions. That is going to be a major story this upcoming weekend through the top of the following week. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what might be happening in the Pacific to see anything that is going to just signal what an overall pattern is for the next couple of days, right? And then into this upcoming weekend, I love doing this with you guys. I'm going to show you where the weather is coming from, and then we're going to talk about our weather alerts across the nation, okay? So once again, we're going to change a couple of items here. All right. Okay, so you see this mustard area. I'm going to approach this in just a bit here. The little blue hands right over it. Those are wind concerns. Here's your special weather statement. Lots of concern for that colder air to just filter down. Now, of course, the Midwest, the center of the nation, through the East Coast, you guys are going to feel that colder, the colder temps and dip in the daily high temperatures this upcoming weekend. But oftentimes we'll forget and we'll say, oh, some people of the west of the Mississippi are going to stay warm. No, that's not the case. This air is going to be all the way down. All right, so I want to make sure I'm watching that for you guys. And then we're actually having some more wind concerns here across portions of the Ordinary Basin into parts of the Pacific Northwest. All right, let's zoom out and let's see what our overall setup is over here. CSI weather, as I call it around here. Okay, well this guy looks good here. Do you guys see what I'm pointing to here? I'm kind of liking that guy right there. We're gonna watch this closely. Now, this storm system that's moving or developing in the Gulf of Alaska looks like it will pack quite a punch, especially with that colder air. This storm system, which we watched earlier in the week, we see that continuing northward. It's not going to give us anything here. Generally speaking, it's going to be kind of a quiet pattern for the next 36 hours, and then we'll start to ramp up with all types of weather. Now, that's excluding what's happening across the Great Lakes region, all right? So you guys know that. But give me a moment so I can see. We're looking at some long-range model solutions, which I've oftentimes shown you guys, and I want you guys to have this in the back of your pocket to make I'm going to pull up the 12Z run. Look, 18Z run for the GFS has been okay, but I'm going to bring something up for you guys in just one moment. Okay, so towards the end of the month, we could very well see something. The 12Z run does not pull up that light precept that I saw possibly around the 18th. That keeps it well. Dragging here, and it's kind of just pulling this model. It's just delay. Oftentimes, I have this layer with so many products, so you guys can sometimes see that. All right, let's start clicking away and see what we have here. We talked about that special weather statement. We all know the purples and the pinks denote some type of wintry notice. All right. Oh, there's something happening in the winter. You know, wonderland of it all. The UP looks like a special weather statement as well. I would gather that it has something to do with cold air. Upper level disturbance will bring some light snow showers to the region this evening. The condition will really be a dusting. So remember, all in all, it's sort of a zonal flow. It's a little bit more quiet. Not going to be the case by this upcoming weekend. All right, so let me just remove these quickly for you guys. We see, remember, pink is our winter storm warning, and our purple is our winter weather advisory. Here is our wind concern here. So we have several wind alerts that we see posted here across parts of the plains. High wind watch, wind advisory, air stagnation, air quality, fire weather, and this looks like some kind of a winter frost advisory. There we go. Oh, and here's something too. Here's another statement. So this special weather statement is issued for, let's see. So this is for Fannin, Union Towns, Lumpkin, Whitehall, Banks, Jackson, Madison, Barrow, Clark, and Oglethorpe, Wilkes. So here we have a high fire danger situation this afternoon into the evening hours for portions of northeast and east Georgia due to the low relative humidity values. RH values are 25% or less, and that is going to be a problem with the winds that are not going to be too bad, but the problem is they have a northwesterly component. They're going to be a little bit breezy. Dry fuels, plenty of dry fuels as well. So that's something. And let's dig on in to, actually I have to change one more thing, guys. Do you remember I told you this was CST, but then it rebooted to PST. So let's just change that for you guys. I also wanted to show you something else. I think I showed you guys before the NCEP model. You guys are probably like, what, Erica? Yes. Alright guys, so I've shown you this in the past. This is our NCEP surface analysis. This is sometimes referred to as a cheat sheet for people who don't want to do their homework, right? So that's oftentimes considered to be a cheat sheet here. And this is where we're going to look at a couple of items very quickly, including what's happening with the surface trough, right? Or mid-level trough really, but we've got it denoted here as a surface trough because this is a surface analysis. So you can see that the trough is still an issue just off the coast of California. It's moving, cutting across the Pacific Northwest downward through central Southern California. We also have another trough cutting across portions of Arizona. We've got some activity moving through parts of Montana. Let's see what else. We have a little bit of this is a nice trough right here. This one should be very interesting, cutting across parts of the Central Plains. that's going to be a good one there. That would probably give me some inclination as, and there's your frontal boundary, there's your warm front, okay? So this warm front right here is going to trigger, it's going to trigger these snow showers, lake effect snow showers. As I mentioned to you, it's not anything that's going to be outrageous. It isn't anything that's going to be, robust as far as snowfall totals. However, we're still going to see a dusting, some light measurable snow. But if you see here in the orange, if we go and look at the legend here, the concern we have is ice. Okay? I want you guys to keep that in mind and make sure that you keep everybody in the loop, because that's going to be the concern as we look at what's happening with the with that overall warm front moving through. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out just a touch. Good stuff here, guys. Are you guys loving this as much as I am? Good times. You know what? We can talk about weather for hours. Some good stuff around here. Our dew points, once again, current wind profile, and then we looked at our national weather monitor, drought monitor rather. And then this is what I was looking at one more time. We looked at the storm systems that were moving through the Gulf of Alaska, getting us forward, but I want to look and find that cold air. There's that cold air. Do you see it? Do you see how we start to go from a somewhat zonal flow to that meridional flow, which then allows for the peaks and valleys, if you will, like that roller coaster in the atmosphere? We're going to look at the jet stream in just one moment, and we're going to observe that and see what we have. But you can see here that colder air is going to filter all the way down through parts of the southwest. Look at this, all the way down, up and across, and look what happens by this upcoming weekend. We've got some more snow. All right, so here we're going to be tracking much colder conditions for this upcoming weekend, but my concern is that right now maybe conditions seem rather mild. They're going to get a lot colder by Sunday. Okay, here's our national look once again. Let's dive into our current fire weather conditions, okay? So guys, I have talked to you guys about the fact that my concern was that trough that was setting up late Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday. Now, you'll still see that we are under a particularly dangerous situation. That's referred to as a PDS. The National Weather Service is really cautious. They don't normally issue those types of alerts. So the concern, of course, is what does that mean as far as the next several hours into tomorrow? And you can see here that we still have the alerts that are in effect in and along Southern California. You're seeing the air quality issue, but you also saw the air stagnation issues farther north here in this brown. Okay, remember that? And then here we have our fire weather concerns, air quality concerns, and still seeing some light wind concerns. All right, so as we click on these fire weather concerns, the red flag warnings remain in effect until 6 p.m. because we're still concerned about we're concerned for and concerned about the fire ignition potential or the spreading of fire potential. Additionally, we are concerned about the air quality. All right, so we still are in a dicey situation. And that's something that I want you to be aware of, because as the winds subside, oftentimes we just let that go to the side. Not the case. We want to make sure that we are aware of everything that's happening. We have some wintry type weather going on across portions of California. We'll touch on that in just one moment. But I do think it is worth giving this quite a bit of time here, including what's happening with our air quality. So this is just going to refer to stuff that I've shown you in the past. Air quality alert due to harmful particle pollution levels from wind-blown dust and ash. And as a matter of fact, let me show you what that might look like. Okay. I think I've shown you this quite a few times, but a lot of people have really enjoyed seeing these models and these graphics. It's not, you know, to make anybody freak out, but it's definitely to keep you guys in the know. I'm gonna remove our watches in the morning. Let us remove alerts and then let's zoom in. So we have two types of near surface smoke, okay, that we're looking at. That it's populating in that blue. So that would be our concern for smoke in the vertical as well as smoke near surface. Okay, so there you go. You can see here we've got our surface smoke map and our vertically integrated smoke map. I'm going to add on a few other products, including something I've shown you guys in the past, which is our black carbon weather forecast. I'm going to try to drag this one in there. I was trying to use a nice word. I was trying to use a nice word. Meticulous. That happens. I'm going to go ahead and just reboot this. So we've got dew points that are currently in the 30s in along California, with the exception of San Diego and Orange County. We've got 10s and 0s across much of, let's see, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, upper Ohio Valley, the Mississippi River Valley, the Tennessee Valley as well, and then we've got some more moist conditions in parts of the Pacific Northwest. I suppose if 30s are moist with a good amount of precipitable water, that's fine. The wind speeds are at 10 miles per hour here locally in California, in Los Angeles. We've got San Diego at 9. So you can see that the winds are a little bit more tame in Southern California, which is really the bigger concern, right, guys? Especially as far as that fire weather goes. We've got upper teens for parts of the Great Plains, Northern Plains, UP. We've gone through this quite a few times. I just think that this is worth noting because winds are such a story, and I believe we had our wind profile. You can see that northwesterly push for many across the northern plains, and then we've got that nice southwesterly push for those. And look at us. Look what's happening in Sioux Falls, well, actually Minneapolis. Sioux Falls has a westerly push. Des Moines, Kansas City, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Indianapolis. How fun. Look at that. You've all got a southwesterly push there. And once again, we are going over some of the other data that we have available to us, including... Wait, I'll show this to you. Hi, guys. Double me. I wanted to show you this one more time because I thought that this was important as far as that the light snow we're getting as well as the ice. Warm front, there you go. Frontal boundary, that's going to sweep through this upcoming weekend with that associated low over Canada. And actually, let's just go a little farther out as well. Let's see here. You guys are looking at all of my fun tools with me. This is just because I want you guys to know what's happening, right? So if anybody ever tries to tell you, run a quick one on you, you'll know why. I had my Burger King today. It was so yummy. That's day 5, day 6, day 7. What's this? Look at this, guys. Okay, we're gonna look at that really quickly. Good stuff there. Look at that area of high pressure right in the middle of the country. That's day 7. Or day 6 rather. Alright. Alright guys, that's update for you all. Can you see me again? Good times. Good times. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi. Do you guys have questions? I'm not even looking to see if you guys have questions. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Alright. There we go. So I think for now, this is a pretty good update. I'm gonna come back in just a little bit. We have been going for a little time now. Just over 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna upload these in segments, you guys, and then we will be back with another update.